Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my best and worst purchases of 2020, and we're just sitting here hanging out. I've got a sleeping little girl in the background, so we're just going to let her sleep the whole time. The bed's not made as nice as it should be because I didn't want to get her up. But here we are. Let's jump right in. So I think I'm gonna flip-flop between the best and the worst. So I would say the first best purchase of 2020 was my new car. So I got a 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee my senior year of high school and had it through college in my first year and a half post-grad, and I loved her so much. We'll insert pictures of Zoe. She was beautiful and I loved her. But she started coming down with a lot of issues, and it was month after month we were having to do stuff. So Jacob and I decided it was time to get a new car. So I guess it was the beginning of February 2020, we got a 2014 Honda Accord, and I love it so much. It's not my dream car by any means. I want another Jeep Cherokee someday, but to go from a 2004 to a 2014 and have heated seats, Bluetooth, it blew my mind. It's so good. I love it so much. Just a really good investment and something that we'll have for a very long time. We're just gonna do the best and then the worst. So then the other best purchase is Clemson football tickets. This is something my parents have bought Clemson football tickets my entire life, as long as I can remember. And then when I was in Clemson, I got a part of their student donor program, and then that brought me into their young alumni program. So I get discounted tickets kind of thing. So grateful that we bought tickets this year, and with all of the mess going on, so grateful that we got to go, because it was just a really good sense of normalcy in the year. I mean, obviously the games were very weird. We were wearing masks and all that kind of stuff, but so grateful we got to go. Clemson football is my favorite thing in the entire world, if you guys have been around here for any second at all. Another thing that I'm very glad that we spent the money on was trips to see friends. With a year like this and, being shut down with life and things like that, I miss my friends so much. So being able to take the time to safely travel, pay for gas, and go see my friends throughout the year was so needed. And I'll enjoy those trips and remember them forever, because spending time with my best friends is honestly one of my favorite things, and I love them so much. So I'm so glad I got to have a couple more opportunities to go see them this year, since we didn't have a lot of other things going on. Another great purchase, but it's not a fun thing for us, I guess, would be shots and vet appointments for Callie. So we got Callie girl. She's looking at me leave me alone. We got her for Christmas in 2019. So we had 6 days with her in 2019, and then went into 2020. So that we had to get all of her shots and all of her vet appointments. She got spayed. Obviously I don't regret those purchases at all, because I love her so much, and that she's a safe, happy, and healthy dog, and she's the light of our lives, as she is itching herself. Callie. We're interrupting her nap, I'm sorry. But just investing in my dog is something I'm never going to regret, because I love her so much. This next one is really random, but is a toaster that I spent $20 on at Target. The toaster that I have had and have been using was one that my old roommate, who lived with us for 2 days, that's a different story for another time. She lived with us for 2 days and she left her toaster there. And so we used it through all of college. And then I've used it when I moved home with my parents after graduation. That's been our Jacob and I's toaster for the past year and a half. But I finally bought a new one, because only half of it would work. It was one of the big ones, and then it just started getting sassy and like it would never toast. We'd have to like push them down like 20 times to get it to go. So I bit the bullet and I spent $20 for a toaster at Target, and it was worth every penny, and we love our new toaster. Another thing that I am so glad I got, this was definitely like a quarantine purchase kind of thing, was my Crayola 100 Crayola marker set. I colored so much during quarantine. It was so therapeutic for me. And so instead of just the 20 pack, I upgraded to the 100, and it was so worth, I think it was like $15 or $20 for the 100 markers. It was so worth it. Now let's hop into the worst purchases of 2020. The top of the list is this dresser I'm looking at. So we didn't have a dresser for our bedroom, and it was driving me insane, like a place to put our t-shirts and just like to fill up space underneath our TV that was mounted. It was driving me insane. So it's always looking on Marketplace. I didn't want to spend a lot of money. So I found this dresser for $20 on Facebook Marketplace, and I said, that'll be great, I'll paint it. Well, it's painted and it's in its place, but the drawers are falling apart and like the things that you set the drawer on that they slide on are like broken, so all the drawers are like pointed down. It was so bad. And Jacob, every time we talk about like us leaving this apartment, he said, can we please just throw that away? And I'm like, yes, we'll throw it away. It was not a good purchase. I should have looked into it more. So don't buy cheap furniture is what I'm getting at. Another quarantine purchase that was so bad. So I wanted a puzzle, and so Jacob and I went to Target at the beginning of quarantine to buy a puzzle. And I was thinking like 100-piece puzzle, like something silly and childish just to like get us into it. Well, Jacob decides he wants a 1,000-piece puzzle. We have never done a puzzle before. We did none of it. We tried, and we were like separating the pieces. I don't think we ever found like a single match. So it's just been sitting in our games little section since March, April. It was a very bad purchase. We never did it. So if you want a puzzle, hit me up. These are all my worst purchases are very quarantine purchases. The next one is a house plant. You know, everyone was going crazy like, oh, let's get a house plant. Well, we got a beautiful house plant. Her name was Mary. And Jacob and I came back from dinner one night, and we'll insert a picture. Callie ate Mary. She didn't just eat Mary, she mutilated her. But she was so proud of herself. It was so cute. I mean, I'd rather keep Callie than Mary anyway, so like I will never buy a houseplant again because of her. And then also it's just like a lot of work. Like I'll just buy a fake plant. I'm not one of those crazy plant girls. Why are people so obsessed with plants? These are the questions that haunt me. Then the last worst purchase of 2020 was Friday, March 13th, and I had left work and I need to go to the grocery store to get some things. So go to the grocery store just to pick up a few things, and I see everyone in the entire Kroger is like pulling things off their shelves. Like their carts are stacked so high. They have multiple carts. Things are off the shelf, and I panicked. I was like, oh my word, what is going on? So of course I joined in with them and just pastas, canned things that would like stay because you know the apocalypse was coming. And I spent $430 on groceries that trip. We did eat all of them, I will say. Like I did a lot of crock pot meals and things like that. We did eat all of it, so it wasn't a waste, but the fact that I spent $430 at the grocery store was actually ridiculous. And Jacob almost killed me. He said, what are you doing? I was like, well, you're gonna have food for the next 6 months or whatever. It lasted us like a month. Probably not even that because we were eating all of our meals here, but it was an experience. And I just think it says so much about 2020 about what my best and worst purchases were. Comment down below what your best and worst purchases were and which of mine were the most absurd to you. I would say the most absurd to me was definitely the groceries, because then I could go to the grocery store after that. Like there was no one stopping me. what a year that was. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.